Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. Good morning. Don't run. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Dr. Lauren, and it's a great day. I'm telling you, every day is a great day, but today's even greater. Primarily because you're here and I'm here, which means we have invoked the promise of where two or more come together. You guessed it. Great things are going to happen. And I'm really excited. I'm happy it's Friday. What a week. Been very busy, and but never too busy to be grateful. So Drop something in the comment section at any point during the show that you're grateful for today, right? And today is a little different. You see someone behind me. That is Miss Lulu Lee, Inspirational Beauty. You've seen her because she was here. When were you here with me? Last week? Last Wednesday. And yeah, that's right. And you'll be seeing a lot more of her. Her television show is headed to the E360 and Trajectory Networks next month. April.
Yep.
Yes. So she's here all the way from New York to train in person to get some of the tips that you guys have helped us establish. Okay. So there you go. That's who that is. And that is what you're going to be listening for. Yep. The Bell of Purpose. Been here all 9 years, and it's here on purpose. It is not a show prop. It's not a gimmick. But it is useful because it serves as an opportunity, a reminder, if you will, that just like that bell, the truth has a ring to it. And you're going to hear a lot of it today from today's guest. She's going to be vulnerable. She's going to tell you about her journey and more. So there you go. A couple announcements before we get our guest in here today. I want to tell you, if you are in the Boston, Massachusetts area around March 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, we might run into each other because I'll be there. That's right. I'll be presenting at the PitCon Conference and Exposition, 6,000 Chemists at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center on March 2nd. So if you're around, holler at me. Maybe we'll catch a coffee. And let's see, I think that's our only announcement today. Oh, my transition with the weight is going well. Today is an official weigh-in day. It was a month officially that I started the food and stuff yesterday, but did the cleanse 2 days, which was the 4th. And at the 4th, the morning of the 4th, I was down 23.6 pounds. Where's my note? Something like it's here. Yesterday, which was really my weigh-in for today, 25.3 pounds in the month. And boy, I don't know where it went, but it can stay there for real. If you want to know more about that, let me know, and I'll hook you up with a lot of information on how I've been doing it. So, Miss Terisa Griffin, where do I begin? I feel like honestly, the first time she was here, Celebrity Week, I think it was year number 3. Wow, how the time has flown, man. Anyway, you know how it started. Y'all know Dr. Jan because she has a show, Relationship Matters. She's my coaching client and my dear, dear friend. And I said, I think I found this singer online that's from Chicago, and I'm going to reach out and see if I can get her on Celebrity Week. And Dr. was like, you ain't getting no Terisa Griffin. I know her. I go to all her shows. And it kind of scared me, but I played a poker face. And because of God and divine connection, every single one of those celebrities from that week that people said I wouldn't get, I got. But guess what? They weren't Post-it notes. They were like the 10 Commandments, carved in stone, meaning they're still in my life and bigger and prouder to have them than what I thought, because I didn't really know them. I just knew them up there. I was a stargazer. And now I see them for who they truly are, trailblazers, especially Terisa. You guys, I want you to help me welcome her by the virtual standing ovation, putting some hearts on the screen and phoning a friend and sharing this broadcast out. Here she comes down the hallway. And for once, no entourage. They're probably sitting out in the car or something. Trust me, they're not far behind her. Here she comes, everybody. Terisa Griffin. Dang, I forgot my lipstick. I'm kidding. I don't wear it. Well, on drunken escapades, I might. But how are you?
I am perfectly the way I'm supposed to be this morning. How are you?
I know that's right. I'm blessed, highly favored, living in dominion, just like you. You better be, and so happy. We both need to put our hands out and virtually slap the other one because we need to connect in person more.
Yes, that would be
you.
nice. I miss you too. I've been just crazy busy trying to do all these many things, but we need to hook up.
And we will. But don't think I'm not keeping eyes on you all the time. We were listening a couple weeks ago when your song came out. Probably longer than that now. We're going to get into that. It was a couple weeks ago, right? Okay. Right. Well, do you know how old I am? Because I'm going to say that will explain a lot of the porous thing here called my mind. 62.
No, you have a life, and you're 62 years strong, and
Thank you.
and
Thank
that's just the way it is, right? That's just the way it
Yes.
is.
How's your incredible husband, entertainment lawyer Michael?
John is
John.
wonderful.
You know who I was thinking? I mean, guess what just happened? I was lining up your kids too, and I thought about Michael Jackson. But I something said, no, remember, he went to glory. So I said, don't say it, and then I said his name. 62.
It's okay. It's okay. My Camiel, which is my new baby, is doing amazing, but my husband is doing great. They just walked through here. Camiel had to go run on outside and do his business. So they'll be probably running back through, but they are amazing. They're doing great. My family's doing wonderful.
That's awesome. And before we get into and I'm going to bring Lulu in. She's sitting back there, but she's going to have her own space on the stage because she's getting ready for her show. And I said, well, what a great training day for you. And she did some research, and I want to see her questions, I let her do research to extract questions that were interesting to her. Because that's a big part of having a great show. Mm-hmm. Right. So expect that.
Okay, Lulu.
Yes. So here's what you get to do. We're going to start. This is new protocol since you were here all those years ago. The first 60 seconds up to belong to you. So I dip out and I ask the guest to just speak to the audience based on what you felt, what was on your heart when you woke up this morning. And it just has an uncanny way of giving us what we need to start down the right path that we're supposed to go. And I love it. It has never missed its mark. So here you go. I'm going to dip out. Take your time. I'll pop back in at 60 or before if you need me to. And we'll get started. All you. Take it away.
Well, good morning. I woke up this morning grateful, as I do every day. And the first thing that I say is, thank you, God, for waking me up in this perfect time and space, this timeline for my life. I know that everything that is going to happen today, even if I don't agree with it all, is in divine order. It is supposed to teach me something. It is supposed to make me greater. It is designed in my pattern of life. And I just tell him how grateful I am. And I sit on this beautiful back porch of mine and look at these plants that are behind me and breathe in the oxygen and that they so wonderfully give me, and I just sit here and have that moment with myself every morning. That's how I woke up. And then I was like, get your face painted because you need to get yourself together for Bathrobe Moments. Put your bathrobe on. Make sure you look all right, brush your teeth, the whole gamut. So I'm looking like I need to look for the day, and then went through all the things that I need to do for today before I walked out here as well. So I do have a list. I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's because I knew I'd be talking to her in the background, and then you all would have heard everything. No, you want to know why I always do that for real? Because I used to not mute it, and the person would be talking, and I'd pour my coffee from the thermos, and then somebody said, that sounds like you're peeing. So I was like, right. So I'd rather not have it on than people, that nasty Dr. Lauren. Right. So anyway, Lulu, hit the stage. Come on in.
Hello.
It's not going to work. You just suggest it's too echoey.
So what you probably, I understand why you do all of that. And it's a good moment for, your person to meet your audience. When you come back, just put a sticker on your screen that says, press the button.
Girl, that don't work. I had to put the sticker on the screen in my mind.
Okay.
I tried I used to have to, but you know what? You're right. Because when I started, no, you probably don't, but I think I told you, in the driveway, and they would be like, back it off. We're looking up your nostrils. Sit down, quit moving. We're getting seasick. All these things. And I had to put a little piece of Post-it note by the camera the first year, because I'd be looking over there or looking at myself down, and I was, you're out there. So we grow so we can know, so we can show others. And I want to start, can we officially get into the origin story? I know you come from the Monroe, Louisiana area, but I don't know. Is that where you were actually born?
I was born in Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay, you were.
And
And
then but we grew up right outside. I mean, my earliest memory, um, we were right outside of Lake Providence, and so I went to school. Uh, I think my kindergarten year uh, in like Lake Providence area, and my first music teacher was Mrs. Green, and she was a beautiful black woman, and I really, really, really loved her. So,
Mrs.
my
Green,
Miss Green,
Miss Green
Mrs.
lived
Green.
over on Elm.
I don't
I'm
know where
playing.
she
I'm
lived.
playing. I've done that
Okay.
before. People go, I think so. I was like, girl, I made that, but it's funny. A little thing I do.
But
It's
I
like
was
when a
five. I was
you,
5, so I didn't know where my teacher lived.
but you remember her.
Oh God, very well. I remember the first song that I sang.
What?
Uh, my
Give us
first
some.
solo was "I'll Have a Blue Christmas Without You."
The Elvis.
I'll
Oh,
have a blue Christmas without you. Yeah, I remember that so well.
I'm glad I didn't
That
try to
was my
sing it.
first song. Yeah.
Yay! I remember my first song, but it was fourth grade in the class talent show. I had a black teacher, and I loved her, Yvonne Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, and
Mm.
she. I won. I sang "I'll Be There," the Jacksons, and then I got a role in the High School Musical South Pacific because they needed a kid, and it was just great. And that was the beginning. I was hooked. Applause and people and stuff. Right. So I want to ask you this though, Miss
Mhm.
Green. Did you return to the scene? Oftentimes you hear people that make it to your caliber, to the level you've accomplished in this career. Um, they go back and reconnect with where it all started. You ever been tempted to do that?
No,
Ever in your career?
no,
Have you been back to your school?
no.
Oh, go.
I was like 5 years old.
You got to go.
I don't even know if the school is still. No, I'm not going back.
Really?
I've been back to my high school. That's enough.
Oh, you know what I liked about going? I didn't even see anybody. I just went to the office and asked if I could walk around, looking in the rooms and seeing how small those desks were. I can't believe I ever
A
sat
little,
there.
you were a little person.
Little. Didn't feel,
Yeah.
I thought I was grown. Well, and then I didn't recognize the room, the classroom. I said, "Are you sure this is it?" But then when I got in the hallway, I said, "Oh yeah," because that's where I spent most of the time. They pushed my little chair out there because I was even then, even then. Yeah. So let me ask you this: when you after that first song at 5,
Uh huh.
when was it? I mean, did you just keep singing all the way up to now? Were you bitten, smitten?
Yeah. I mean, literally, my dad took us to church with him, and it was always music. And so I knew when my oldest sister, I knew I would be a singer when my dad called my oldest sister up and told her and she was going to sing a song, and I was like, I can sing too. And so he's like, well, come with her, and we learned the art of complimenting each other performing. It was
I
it
saw
was
y'all
it was a
around
very
Christmas.
yeah, it was a very beautiful thing to have my sister and I compliment each other in a song. So if she sang a line, I would give her that space, and then I would sing a run around it or repeat the line. You know, we complimented each other very well, and I that was that was one of the most beautiful things about growing up singing. And then, you know, as another sister comes along, they join, and another sister comes along and they join.
Right.
So
I saw
it
two
was
of them
great.
with you. When was that? Why does everything with you I see seem like it was just yesterday? I know it had to have been in the last 6 months. I think it was the holidays.
It
You
was
guys were
December. In December, all three of my sisters came to Chicago, and I had a gumbo party where we sang, and it was a little bit more intimate. And then
great.
I had City Winery, so I had those two parties. And the gumbo party, people paid $100 for that, you know, that night, and that helped me,
Oh,
and it helped me pay for my sisters being here because you know they're professionals.
Oh, oh, I wish that had rubbed off in our family because they don't even have to need what you do, but they're gonna want some. I'm family, right? So let's talk about that with your sisters. Um,
Hmm.
I saw two. How many of you have performed together in the official group? Talk about the Griffin sisters.
Well,
Um,
I don't know if there's a group, but we all four of us sing, and
oh, so you
so
guys were never a group together?
I mean, I don't know if you call that a group, but we sang together growing up, and we sang. I mean, people call us the Griffin sisters, but I don't.
I
I
know.
mean,
I've
yeah,
heard somebody said that to me that was from your area down there and said, "Oh yeah, I know the Griffin sisters."
yeah, we
And I was like,
family.
right, right. So the thing, how did you guys figure out who was going to do what? It was what you used to do when you were playing. Did you guys ever pretend you were stars when you were little and all that? And you were always the lead?
No, but we used to do little. We used to play church,
Oh yeah, we did.
and that was a lot of fun. You would sing and sing and sing, and somebody would preach. And it was, we was playing church, kind of putting on a church of
We did
play,
that. Yeah.
and
Yep.
that was part of it. You go to choir rehearsal, you learn to harmonize with each other. From my grandmother sang, and I remember being in the car with my dad and my grandmother and my mom in the front seat. My grandmother would sit in the back seat with us. And somebody, would either sit on her lap or we all squeeze in. We were kids. And my grandmother would start singing,
Mm.
or my dad would start singing, and we would harmonize. My
Everybody in the family sings?
Except my mom, yeah. My mother,
Wow.
but my mother can hold a note. It's not like she's tone deaf or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
So we would just start singing, and we knew that we had to have really good harmony parts because my dad didn't play about that. So we would just be singing, and he would start singing, "Oh Jesus," and we would catch our note. Gave
Come
me
right in.
water, he gave me water, he gave me water. And
You
somebody
know,
else would have their note. He gave me water.
open up
He
our
gave
book.
me water. He gave me water. Somebody be up on. He gave me water. He gave
Right,
me water. You
right.
know you
Just
knew to catch your
naturally sliding in.
catch your note. Okay,
Yeah, right.
catch your note quick.
You know what I think is so beautiful about that, Teresa? And I every time I feel the same way when that movie they made about the Jacksons and how they were practicing in the living room and the Clark sisters. I saw a thing about this and how when families can sing, a lot of people can sing. They don't need TV. They don't need. It keeps them at home, and just the way it's like a tapestry or grout on tiles. It holds everything together. And I'm telling you, it made me so envious because I was like, man, I wonder what that feels like to grow up with that thing. It's like a birthmark, it connects all of you, even when you're not together, right? So what's it like? And then I want to transition because you have so many arms of your brand. I don't want to miss um, uh, uh, Better Love Yourself, Inc. Because that's what made me fall 18,000 feet more in love with you because of the power of we. That was like a mindset. And I've been on your stage introducing people, emceeing, and you've been on the power of we stage. Can we go over there? Do you mind if I switch to that?
Switch.
Okay. And this is another thing, and I want to say it again. I know it's been a couple years, but the young man that you gave the Foot Locker to, Carl, is in his junior year now, came all the way from that other country. He's doing well. They found the diet and medication that has stabilized him. He's thriving. And I'll never forget, he still is using your computer. He's still using your computer.
Oh my
And
God.
you're such a blessing. And when I see him, and Mark says to tell you hello, Mark Haddis, where you did
Hey,
the training.
Mark.
Yes. And he's now Dr. Mark. He's yeah. And we will never forget that because you made what is now a reality literally possible. So thank you for that. And you had
Oh,
that handy because it was left over. You keep them stocked up. Tell them everybody. what that's all about and the things you do, the baskets and sending kids to school with what they need. Talk about that if you could.
I have an organization called Better Love Yourself, and we give kids Foot Lockers. We have these events that are called Pep Rallies for Education. It's the trunk event, and we give kids Foot Lockers with their essentials in them to go off to college, be it their, their towels, sheets, comforters, backpack, garbage cans, cleaning products, bath mats, flip flops. It's really their iron. Let's see, their pillow, comforters, sheets. I mean, we try to think about what it is that they're going to need the first time that they go off to college. Even a desk light. If we see some stuff out, we're like, can we get 100 of those for Chicago? And can we go to the next city? Can we get 100 of those for these kids? And we do it in more than one city. So it's been just a huge, amazing blessing to be able to do that. This is our 19th year. 19 years we're going into.
Wait a minute. 19th year. Wait, let me come back. Are you serious?
Yeah.
19 years?
Yes.
So what is your intent? Oh, guess who's here? Your biggest fan, Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman.
Hey, Doc. How you doing? Hi.
That picture is that's your makeup on, I think. Dr. Jan, I know the dress was. Remember when you did her makeup at her birthday party and you sang at her birthday party?
I did.
Dr. Jan's thriving. She's out on the road getting paid to speak all the time. Last 3 weeks she's been gone. She don't know how to sit down.
She's inspiring, and I don't blame her. Don't let any grass grow under your feet, Doc. Keep going. Right. Keep going. You're in need. You're in need. That's right. Yes.
So, I know, 19 years. Right. Oh, look at you. Putting down what's supposed to be picked up. This is where you were. Go on, Lulu. I want to ask you about this thing, though. Because sometimes when people have nonprofits or something that is to be of service to others, it starts one way, but then it starts morphing into something else, or their career blossoms and blooms, and some things kind of get lost or put in junk drawers. What have you had to do because I know it's right up there next to your family. I know how you feel with that work. You don't let anything, because I've seen you orchestrate it. You didn't just come out. I expected you, honestly, Terisa, I'll be honest, that day, I thought I wouldn't see you until they announced you to come sing and welcome or whatever was going to happen officially. But no, you were out there at the food tent, down there with the people directing the traffic. And I was like, wow, because at that time, I was really spying to pick up little tips that would maybe help me hold Power We in place, because it was that important. I knew I didn't want to lose it. And I watched how you did it, and we're still here. So you had a hand in that as well. So,
congratulations! I'm really happy that you saw that. You saw us during COVID. It's nothing like seeing us full blown in our element, I should say. It's been it's really wonderful that we kicked right back, in after COVID, because we give out Foot Lockers. Yeah. I mean, you saw us. We had laptops, and then we had these baskets with their things. We put a comforter in the basket. We put, as much as we could fit in a clothing basket. That was and they were, we tried to stock them up, and we had, their Clorox and detergent and stuff. We wanted them to have something to go off, but the laptops were really something that we needed to do to keep the kids connected with school, especially in the midst of COVID. So now we're back at our regular, hoping this year that we'll get somebody to sponsor 100 laptops. But we're on the road, and we're doing really great with that. And I hope that I inspire others to know that we're really put here on this earth to help one another. Yeah. And that's really, and all the other accomplishments that we have, be it, my singing or anything like that, that allows me to be able to raise money to help kids go off to college, at least have the experience, and take some of the burden off of the parents. So that's what's been going on, for these last 18, 19 years that we're going into this. And I'm very proud. And thank you to all of my volunteers. I am
I
nothing
was just gonna
without
say,
you. I'm nothing
yes.
without my volunteers. And somebody had to come and say hello. Hi, baby.
Hey,
Hi, baby.
you. Look at waving. Yeah. Oh,
Yay.
you know what she say, baby? Every
This
place
is
online she goes, they sitting up in front. You still cooking the food
no,
from
no.
scratch for these?
I,
Look,
I am now. He's trying to look over here,
and
trying to eat the thing. I am still cooking his
they eat
food.
better than I do.
He's getting his liver today. Well, he had liver yesterday, so I think today I'm gonna cook him a nice pot roast, and
Girls,
and
you don't fit.
I'll put it in Ziploc bags and put it, so that he'll. I like putting the carrots and vegetables in there for him so that he'll have a healthy meal.
You know what I remember? I remember one time you were telling me, because we got to talk about the tea time too. I love that. I was so enthralled when I first saw you singing and cooking. I was like, I didn't know you could do that. I'm just telling you, but wait, here's what got me though. The time I think I was on the phone with you, and you were cooking, and I was like, ooh, what you cooking? You told me, and then your husband came in, and I heard that ain't for you. That's Michael Jackson's, and I was like, and he, oh my bad, backed off. Wow, I'm like, Teresa. Let me ask you about. Let's switch into and shout out to all the people who make the machine known as the nonprofit Better Love Yourself Incorporated.
Yes.
Possible year after year after year. Have you ever had one of the original kids come back since you didn't go to Miss
Oh
Green? See,
God, yeah, yeah.
19 years.
But I've stayed connected. I've sang at some of their weddings, and I stay connected. My first class will always be this amazing thing for me. And I know you bring up me. I was 5 years old going back to Mrs. Green. That's not happening. I don't even know where she is.
I know
But
that's right.
but what I wanted to do was stay in their lives as long as they wanted me to stay in their lives, and I give them my phone number and all of that, so that they can stay connected as well. Even if it's 10 years later. Miss Griffin, I just want to say thank you, and I get that. I get to be a voyeur in their life and know that I touched them in some type of way, that gratitude. Penetrated their souls. So, but I don't ask them to stay connected if they don't want to.
Right.
This is just that's a lot of people work if you don't want to do that, and that's I don't know if you really. I don't even want to put that on anybody. So, but they do come back. They do come back. We have them running their workshops now. I literally I'm like, who is our speaker? And they, I have these kids. They say, Miss Griffin, this is who the speaker is this year. And this is, and I'm like, okay, well, baby, just send me the information so I can put it in a book. And, I'm stepping back, and I want them to be able to do this without me when I'm gone, So
right.
I would like that to happen. I'm
Exactly.
concentrating on my music now. That's what I'm really concentrating on, my music.
But you know what? And that's where we're going to transition you to. But I had this one last piece about that, and you did it. You set it up perfectly for me. So thank you for that. I wanted to hit on, let everybody know as a reminder, because you don't have to be someone who's out in front of the public, creating music and doing concerts and constantly traveling and in the public eye to do what I'm about to describe. And that is keeping things within reach that remind you who you were, that made you who you are, who is taking you to everything you can become. We have to honor every version of ourselves. And I've watched you, Teresa. I've taken tips from you more than you could ever know. More than you could ever know. I'm not kidding. If Brian was down here, he'd tell you. And the reason I know I'm on point is when I call, you always pick up. That's why I know. Because I remember one time I did something wrong, and I had silent treatment for a minute, and I got it right. Because you have a knack at letting people know I expect only the best from you. And you have a way of doing it where I've never seen it done like that with me. And I had a lot of people try to shape me. But in this thing, I've learned the things about remember what's important. That's what I watch and learn from you. So let's go to this before we go over, because it's a great bridge to go to the music. I know for a fact the kids are part of your grounding. So you keep your head right and you remember what's important. Your cooking is just like that, because your cooking comes almost after your babies because you put so
Yeah.
much into it, right?
Yeah, it's a relaxing thing for me. Cooking is a relaxing, wonderful thing. It reminds me, it gives me a certain level of peace,
Yeah.
to be able to cook and create, different meals. But just in my kitchen is a nice home place for me. It's a warm situation where I can create, and I learned during COVID that I could connect to other women,
Mhm.
men. Uh, but part of my thing during COVID was just to let the ladies know that I get it. I'm with you. To let my fans know, we're going through this together. So I want to entertain, and you want some entertainment, and we can meet up with each other every day and make these meals for our family. Um, and I get to tell you other parts of me, like the fact that I like to grow food and things like that. And I had a great time with Tea Time creating that and being able to sing for my fans. It was therapeutic, for
Yes.
me during that time because I needed to be able to connect.
There were hundreds of
Um,
people. I'll never forget the first day when I was watching. I could almost taste the creation you were in the midst of making. But I remember when I saw it was like 200, then 300, then it went up to 700 some people. And you couldn't even see you because the hearts were all flying across the screen. And I was like, what in the world? Right. And but what I really learned, I'm gonna tell you when the hook was buried forever. I couldn't believe, and I still don't know how you do it. You can acknowledge almost every one of those people by name. And it was like, I said, does she actually physically know all these? But how do you fit it in and still do all the stuff? And I learned it is important to acknowledge the people who have helped get you there
all
and
the
make them
time.
feel like this belongs to you too. This is yours too. And that is so powerful. And anybody can use that in anything they're doing. It serves as like glue to keep everything together, right? Because they show up
Yes,
when we can't show up for ourselves. They come in for us, don't they?
every time.
Every
Every
time.
time they did, and they showed up for me. I mean, after COVID, getting back, and they still do. I mean, remembering me on Christmas, and um, but there was a deeper connection, because we also shared loss during that time.
Mm,
A lot of people were losing people, and it was the acknowledgement of hearing that I'm sorry that you lost your aunt. I'm sorry you lost your mother. I'm sorry. Somebody being able to say with you that I grieve with you, and that was a deeper connection, with all of us. And I would go back and I would go through my timeline, and I would look at the people on there and look at their their pages to see who
mm,
they were, and yeah, we got to know each other. I just think that it's important sometimes for us
yeah.
to be able to connect differently because we all get older.
Mm,
But if you have a beautiful, I learned that from Jerry Butler. If going and performing with him, we used to go to Blues Alley in DC every year, and people would come and he would sell out 4 or 5 nights, 2 shows a night, and
wow.
they would stand up those stairs every time and wait to talk to him. It would be lines of people. He wouldn't actually get a break in between the shows because people would wait to get that photo with Mr. Butler, and they would
Wow.
wait to say, hi, here's my kid, I brought them back. And he would stand there, and I learned so much from him, the humility of it, that if you connect with people, you can do this for as long as you can do this because they will show up for you.
Wow. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Let's go to there's so many. I'm trying to pick. Lulu's gonna come up in a minute and sit in the chair. She's got a question. I love the question. I
Oh,
would have
Lulu,
never.
while y'all doing this, I just thought about it. I have a new video that's out. That's called
I
when you're around. Okay, I'll leave it
oh,
alone.
you wait.
Okay.
You do?
Yes, and I was gonna say pull that YouTube up
I already
because
got it.
that's delicious. Yes.
I
Okay.
already
So
got it.
you like you're. I'm not telling you nothing, huh? You already got this. Okay.
Yes, yes. And we're gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. I want to ask you. Oh, thank you, Lori. Lori Witness says you're so compassionate. Yes, she is. A lot of your fans in the house today.
How
And
y'all
there's too
doing,
many
Lori
to call
Whitney?
out by name
Oh, I
because I
can see
can't do
that
it.
now. Lori
Yeah,
Whitney, how you doing, girl? I
yeah,
love you.
Lori Whitney. I want to
Yeah, the
ask
messages
this
are.
question.
Hmm.
In all the years that you've been doing the work you do, what would you say, as far as your work and accomplishments, what is the biggest thing that stands out that you just lay or stand wherever you are, it never changes, and you go, look at God, that I would have never seen coming. It was like, it stands out as, wow, that's a divine memory. That's a divine memory. It's like ingrained in your psyche to us beyond a cellular level. I know you've had them because I've heard of a couple. And I will say this too. We can't leave out this grounding piece. That is, because that's not, you said porch earlier. I know for a fact it serves a much bigger purpose for you because it's really your sanctuary. You told me that when
It
you
is.
remember. So while you're thinking about that standout moment, because that's a big question, explain why it's important. Because I remember when you told me, it was like you had a blueprint for the construction of a temple when you were telling me about it. And you're there now. What does that place do for you, that sacred space you have? And why do you maintain it? What's the key?
You mean where I'm sitting right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is my girl cave. Is what it really is. It's designed for my peace. It's designed so that I can hear God. Um, it's designed for my own. I get to grow things out here, and the things that I grow, I'm growing it with my hand. Right now, I'm enjoying the fact that I have this beautiful thing that keeps me from getting depressed. A friend of mine, you see that those red flowers, those red amaryllises, those things
Wow.
keep me from being, being unhappy in a place where it's wintertime. When I look out the door, I see snow, but or I see dreary, cold day. But when I'm in here, I see sunshine. There's no rain. There's sunshine. But I had a defining moment. My garden is connected to this, and right now, outside garden is not blooming.
Because
Uh,
of
but
Chicago. She's in Chicago, y'all.
and I had a huge loss where I lost Gabriel, and I lost Gabriel. That was my other little fur baby, and he was everything to a lot of us. And
Mm-hmm.
oh, Robert, all of you guys, I love you all.
Aw,
And
sensitive.
and I'm and literally when I lost him, I was out of the country, and we had the hospital screwed up. They was treating him as if he had kidney failure, and
Mm.
they would fail to give him his antibiotics. And I was distraught. Hey, peaceful. I was distraught, and
You
there was
were.
I had been working on a rose garden, and there was an area that we could not get to grow. We couldn't get anything to grow there, and he had been TTing on that area more than life. I'm like, why do you keep TTing over there? Almost like he knew. And when I came back from being in Spain after losing him, this thing had formed into two dog ears. The vines had just grown up. And over the next, I
Mm.
would say, month, it just bloomed with pink,
Wow.
my favorite color, pink roses.
She lives in here.
And until I saw that, I didn't have any peace because I didn't get to hold him when he died. I didn't,
Mhm.
I was there because my assistant is an amazing person. Eric is an amazing person. He brought sheets off my bed, and his doggy grandmother held him for me, and he got to hear our voices, but I wasn't there to hold him, and I was traumatized still. And I saw these roses, and I have pictures of them where they formed two dog ears, and the
Oh,
vines crossed and formed these beautiful, it looked like the shape of a dog. And I was like, he has pissed a hole answer to me to let me know that he's okay. And
A
and that
reminder too that he's still with you in a way.
that he's still with me, and it hasn't bloomed since then. It didn't bloom again. He wanted me to know that he was okay.
See?
And what that told me is that my connection with the earth and spiritually being connected,
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm there, to the point that even after he was gone, I still got peace. I got my answer. So I'm glad that I grow my some of these things out here, because that's God being able to communicate with
Amen.
me.
Yes. And thank you, Teresa, for real. I could sense your struggle with the memory, but you know what?
It's
Even
joy.
yes,
It's
joy. I was
joy.
just gonna
Those
say
those
yes,
tears, those tears that were welling up was tears of joy,
yes,
because that was an aha, that my latest aha moment in my
yes,
life, where it's just like,
yes,
whoa,
yes,
God
yes.
is, and it helps me keep pushing. It helps me know that
Mhm.
living this life, even though you go through something, even though you go through pain, it's not all for naught. It's stay connected and stay grateful.
That's beautiful. And what I love about that is, thank you for the reminder. And I want to remind you all, don't hide your tears. Number one, they are syllables to your story. Each tear, if every tear could be a word, there wouldn't be enough libraries in the universe to hold all the books. But the most important thing I think about tears, I tell this to the kids that feel ashamed, because I was that kid. I didn't even get to cry at my mom's funeral. My brother kept pinching me and saying, boys don't cry, stop, stop. And then it took 30 years before I had to get NLP. And when she did it, that's what happened for 5 hours. I cried. And she told me, never bury your tears. Honor them. If they're joy or sorrow, what they really represent is that you still have something in your space
Mm-hmm.
that you care about. And there are people
Yes.
who cut themselves and stuff just to try to cry. So celebrate them. Yeah. You ready for the song? Set it up. I got it pulled up, and we're gonna play a little clip of it. And then when the song is done, when the video is finished, when we switch over, Lulu's gonna be sitting in chair. She got two questions for you. Okay.
Come on, Lulu.
And set up the song. And we're gonna
Okay,
start.
this song is called When You're Around Me, and you can watch it on YouTube. And if you forget, just go to terisagriffin.com when you're around me.
Awesome. Now, wait a minute. Am I in the right spot? Oh, no, no, no. Hold on. I gotta stop sharing. Is it on your homepage? I don't think so. I
Uh,
have it pulled up. I have it pulled up in YouTube. Hold on. Let me go over there. I'm gonna
it's on my
reshare.
it's on my homepage on my website.
It is?
Yeah, go to my website and you could
I'm
just
on it.
tap it.
That's
Tap. That's the video right there.
on top.
Maybe you need to scroll down so you can see it. It's yeah.
Do you see it? I see You Got Me. Tonight is the night.
No,
This is
no,
love.
homepage. No, when you first
I
go
thought we were
on
on it.
my homepage.
Okay, let's click that. 1 second. Sorry, y'all out there. Y'all don't say that. You know I got two left feet technically. There it is. Okay. Here we go. I got a new iPhone for Christmas and I still can't use it. You guys, here it is. Take a look. See, wait a minute. Wait. Clear the screen. Hold on. Now I have to go over here.
Amazing looks for you. Oh, honey,
This.
let me ask you, honey,
Mm.
how does it feel when you're in this presence, honey?
And then go back.
I fall in love every time I'm around you.
Really? Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
Yes, I believe in love,
You
baby.
look like you're sparkling. You're just glowing, honey. You're glowing. I'm so happy for you. Well, let me show you some amazing things. Stuff like that you might be interested in. This is another wild piece. And oh, darling, we have some savage.
Oh my God, don't
Yeah, you're gonna need it in the bedroom, honey. It's gotta be a wild moment. You want to be an animal. You know what I mean? Yeah, get them all warmed up and all excited. So this is 2 snaps in a circle.
Come on.
So let's go on
Come
around
on,
here
lady.
so we can get you all worked out and all fitted and see how it's looking on you, honey.
I'm about
It's gonna look amazing. Give us a moment, ladies. We'll be back.
writing this story of me and you. Words can't explain what's really the truth. I am you and you me. Picture perfect love, fantasy of falling in love. 'Cause I feel the love around me. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, 'cause I feel the love, feel the love, a book of complicated love. No one will ever be able to destroy the heaven that we built. I felt it with everything it takes. It's so beautiful, surrounded by joy. I'm falling in love every day that I feel. Ooh, I feel the love, babe. See, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling.
Let me just say, I already know. I can hear y'all cussing me out. I was prepared. I told Lulu, I struggle every time you're on this show and I show a video. The first time you were here, I played the whole thing. Remember? Right. And because you get so caught up in it, you forget what you're really doing. And so you guys, but this time Lulu said it. Miss Lulu, we get ready to switch seats. She said, just tell them to go to the website or go buy the album. They can hear the whole song. So I was like, that's a good point. See, natural. Teresa, beautiful.
Ooh, my girl.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, but be warned, y'all. Remember the first song? Remember, I kept calling you. I was hooked. I played that song so many times. Brian got mad at me. Because he started singing it. He said, now I'm.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Catchy. Here, Miss Lulu, come on up.
Hi, Lulu.
Hi. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm sitting in the chair.
You are.
In the throne. How are you?
I'm great. I am so great.
Oh,
she says I'm sitting on the throne.
I know, right? It feels like it. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to be part of this interview and the show. And you're so beautiful and mesmerizing. I just enjoyed reading about you and listening to you. So thank you for that. So I really had a couple of things in mind because my show is about inspirational beauty. That's my brand. I speak about inner and outer beauty. As a makeup artist and as a life coach, I integrate what I do. And, you know, a lot of times we're all kind of motivated by fate, whether we understand it or not, and no matter what it is in, you know. So I keep thinking everybody in their career have a moment of, you know, their fate leading them. But sometimes that fate has to bring somebody from the outside that has to see us in order to help us. Should I ring the bell?
Yes.
Hey, I get to do this too. But we bring somebody, that faith in ourselves helps us bring somebody from the outside to help see us and elevate us to the place that we want to be in order to serve more people. So I know, you know, Celine Dion had Renee, her husband, see her literally, you know, mortgage his house to sponsor her first album. Diana Ross always talks about Berry Gordy being the person that believed in her, and you know, and that was the person who elevated her to where she was. And I know she was the one to give you a few seconds in the Oprah show when you were her background singer and gave you the ability to and the opportunity to finish her song. Do you feel like she was the one to put you on that platform, or there was someone else that you felt like, you know, this is the Berry Gordy to my story?
No, I'm the Terisa Griffin, Berry Gordy in my story.
Really?
I've had wonderful mentors But there hasn't been a defining moment that changed my life to the point where it was. I've worked really hard, and I am so forever grateful to Diana Ross. But I'm also grateful to Bernie Mac. I'm
Hmm.
also grateful to Jerry Butler. I'm grateful to my first voice teacher, LaDonnell Inslee. My college, I see my college voice teacher, high school, LaDonnell Inslee, and then Dr. Neighbors, who took it to the next level in college. All of them were active, huge pieces of my life, and there are so many other people who have been there for me that have introduced me to their world. I'm friends with Jesse Jackson Jr. and when he was politically, when he was in politics, he took me everywhere. And I appreciate him and his family, Reverend Jackson. I also appreciate the Nation of Islam because I lived in my car in front of there when I first got here and I didn't have a place to stay, and they never turned me around. So I've had a lot of angels in my life, but
So a lot,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Go ahead.
my husband is my everyday angel,
Oh,
and he believes in me, and he's a huge part of my life, and I have to thank him. So I've been blessed with lots of angels,
amazing, amazing. I
but
love.
no individual defining
Yes,
moment that
yes.
just was everything. Yeah.
Yeah, or somebody that led you in your career. Like you led your career while other people kept coming into your journey, each of them in its divine timing to put you into the next step.
God is my manager.
Yeah, love that. Hey, I'm a ring the
Ring
tape for
it.
that. Um, and my other question, I saw that you were part of the show The Voice when I researched about you, and I saw that you actually did it at the age of 42. And now we live in an industry that keep ageism is a thing, and people always talk about you're too old for this, you're too young for that. I was wondering because I work a lot with women too, and like I said, it's always about the inner and outer beauty, and people talking about what's right or what's wrong or what we can do or what we cannot do. And I was wondering if you experienced any of that on set or before that when you wanted to audition. Were there any noises that thought they knew better and you're too old to do this, or it's not the time, or you always had the support? Of course, I know you believed in you, but did you feel like anybody else had something different to say?
Well, first of all, they had my age wrong, so that always got on my last nerve.
Oh, really?
And the other part, yes, the other part is I don't believe in age.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was a show that needed to have drama.
Mm.
Um, but great things came from it as far as all of the amazing people that I met there, very talented people. And some of them were young and, some of them were older.
Hmm.
But it was an amazing experience. And I just came back from Sedona, and a young lady said, "Hey, Teresa," and she says, "Miss Griffin, I know you're checking out, and I just want to let you know I loved you on The Voice." And
Oh,
and my soul smiled because everything that we have happening in our life is for a reason, and
right.
to hear someone recognize that. And I don't look anything like I look there because they wouldn't even let me change my hair. So it was great to have that moment
Yes.
with her, and so it was a blessing to be on there. But the ageism thing, I think that only affects you if you don't mature,
Right.
and
Yes.
everyone needs to grow up.
Of
We
course.
all need to grow up, and that's just life. And
Absolutely.
so the fact that the industry may have an issue with people growing up is their problem. It's not mine. I don't
Oh,
think that
absolutely.
that has never defined me. I'm so gorgeous,
No, of
inside and,
course.
and out. So I don't ever really think about that. What I'm really thinking about is how can I continue to look so amazing?
Yes.
Be like, oh my God, how do I keep doing this?
No,
But no, I think it's funny that we even let them make us feel older.
right.
I mean, we're women. We carry this. We carry presidents.
Yeah.
We make the world go round. So nobody's gonna make me feel bad about the fact that time moves,
Yes,
because that's what it
absolutely.
is. If time doesn't move, you're dead.
Yes. You either grow or you die. There's nothing in between. So
The
it's like a
power of you,
flower.
baby. The
Yes.
power of you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And this was exactly why I asked it, because some women, or in general, if we're not strong in who we are and what we believe about ourselves, we will allow those noises to define us or to make us not do certain things. So the fact that you were strong within yourself, knowing who you are, knowing your worth, knowing what you're about, that's beautiful that it led you in that experience. I appreciate you for allowing me those
Yeah.
questions. And
Thank you, Lulu. Thank you
yes,
for asking.
of course. Thank you.
I
And keep
can't wait to see your
sending.
show.
Oh, thank you so much. April 2nd, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Round
Yes.
of applause for Lulu Lee,
Thank
Inspirational
you.
Beauty, New York City.
Hey.
Yay! Great job, Lulu.
Thank you.
And we will let all of you know exactly about the premiere of Lulu's show. And trust me, she came all the way from New York. She wants to get everything right. So that tells you she's in it for the long haul. Teresa, I just want to say, as we prepare to leave, you said you gave it to us. You started the show. That's why I love to say, start by speaking what you woke up with on your spirit today, because you're
I love
ending it
that.
in the same manner. You're ending in the same manner. I am taking one of the last comments you made when you said it made your soul smile. I think that ought to be a bumper sticker. It ought to be something people wear on T-shirts and carry on bags, because just hearing that eased some suffering in the world, because it reminded me there are no mistakes. That's just what they do to keep our shit interesting. And so you see what I'm saying? I just love you. I love.
Oh, I love you too.
Sends his love and says he can't wait to see you again. The entire Rockstar and the Power of We family and all the branches of my brand and my life. We honor you, and I thank you for being a mentor more times than you could ever know. I don't watch miles. My birth mother taught me that. She said, always watch a person's feet. That will tell you who they truly are. And she was.
Ooh, I
She was.
love that.
I love that, and I love you. So thank you so much. Tell Donna, we said hello, and thank you for sharing so much gold today. And I want to say thank you to all of you. We stayed a little longer, but you know what? In divine timing, there is no longer. It just is. Take what you took here today and do something with it. Don't let these nuggets fall into some proverbial junk drawer of your life, or that's between the cushions of everything you're doing in your career. Dust them off, keep them honored, and watch what God will do to honor you. Now, as always, I tell you guys, I will meet you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central. No, I won't. Sure won't. I was just like, it's Friday. Woo-hoo! I'm not that excited. Yes, I am. I will see you guys Monday morning, God willing. I'm right out there on the front porch where we can have another illuminated conversation. Get out there. Find one E and one R, and you'll take everything you already are, from great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and my favorite one, kind to kinder. Be great to yourself, and you will not regret it. Now, don't let my screen door slam on the way out. And remember this, I tell you every time we're together, Dr. Lauren loves you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Bye, you guys. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you, Mr. Reese. And Cameo. Thank you. Name him
Camiel.
after the group.
No, Camiel. He's an angel that was in the Garden of Eden.
Oh, I had a feeling because
He was?
the one that passed away was Gabriel. So
No, that was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson and
No,
Gabriel. Right.
First Michael, then Gabriel, and now I have this is Camiel.
So were they all actually named after angels?
Yes.
It's not Michael Jackson. It's Michael.
Oh my God!
It's just that he wouldn't answer to anything else except Michael Jackson. So and he actually I think that was the year Michael Jackson passed that year when I bought him. It was really odd. I'll tell you about this.
Named him after Michael. I really did.
No, it was Michael and Gabriel, the two archangels.
So if you said just Michael, he'd sit there like, you ain't talking to none of me. That ain't none of me.
Yeah, when he was little, I would call him Michael. He would answer, and I go Michael Jackson, and he turned around. I'm like,
they know what they're doing. Our cats are like that. Well, we're so happy you're happy. Continue making your change in the world, because nobody can do it like you. And the same goes for all of y'all. Now go on somewhere and do something good for yourself and everyone around you. Bye, Teresa.
Bye, babe.
See
Take
you
care, Lauren.
later.
Bye, Lulu.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye, everybody. We love you all. Bye.
You.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right here holding up a sign.